and why we are about to see an explosion in folks being identified by the SEC for bad behavior. We need to talk about Altos research and why they are a must follow if you are interested in real estate. Quick note, they have the most up-to-date information about what is going on across the country. More on that in a minute. And then finally, I have given many flowers to the All In podcast. I like what they do most of the time. I think episode 131 that just got released this weekend is not their best work, and it's mainly because of J. Cal, quote unquote, the greatest moderator in the world. More on that in a minute. Yes, folks, Sonny wanted to say hi. He's got his hair cut, climbed up my leg, so hi, Sonny. All right, let's get started. Let's first talk about Altos research. So first off, I want to thank Mike for coming on my channel last week. We had some great conversations on Friday. There are 3 important videos from Mike and the team at Altos Research on this channel. First, we dive into price. When you look at Altos Research and what they give you is they are constantly updating real-time information across the country about what is active in the market. We aren't talking Case-Shiller 2 months old. We aren't talking NAR 1 month old. We are talking about what is going on right now today. So with Mike and Altos Research, the first thing we did is we talked about price. Everybody wants to know about price. What is going on with price? What is going on with price reductions? And again, we talked about single family homes. That was video number 1. If you go and you look for a playlist called Hot Take, you will find the videos from Mike and Altos Research there. So that was video number 1. Everybody wants to know about price. Number 2, I think is more important, inventory. More specific, active inventory. What is going on across the country? What markets are still growing inventory, a la Austin, Texas? Which markets are shrinking inventory, a la Phoenix, Arizona? What is going on? And in that discussion, we also talked about 4 pricing tiers. You have heard me undoubtedly talk about the median below and the median above. Altos Research goes deeper. They have 4 stratospheres by market. 25%, 50%, 75, and obviously 100. If you really want to understand what is going on and you are a data nerd, Altos Research seems to be the spot to go and one I would highly recommend. So again, we had price, we had inventory. Both are important or at least interesting. I believe the most critical metric that almost no one talks about except Logan from Housing Wire and Mike from Altos Research is new listing data. Folks, remember my thesis, the housing market is broken. I have said repeatedly, we are going to see disappointment in new listings for years. We have just gone through the first spring selling season of disappointment. More to come. In our third conversation with Mike from Altos Research, we talked about active listings going below last year. We talked about the charts and the data because again, new listings are still down 20%. Mother's Day is over, spring selling season is over, the inventory never showed up. This is what is really going on. A lot of the folks focus on Case-Shiller, a lot of them focus on FHA, maybe you focus on NAR. All great data, all old data. If you want to know what's going on, do yourself a favor. I follow Mike on Twitter and Altos Research on YouTube. Give him a follow, let him know you came from One Rental at a Time. We want to have Mike back. So go ahead and follow him at YouTube and let him know you came from One Rental at a Time. Maybe we would be lucky enough to get Mike back on the channel. Let's talk about student loans. A lot of you have asked me over the last couple of days, will student loan repayment starting, what will happen? Will it be bad for housing? Just given the number of questions that I saw, it appears that there are some crash bros and doomers talking about student loans crashing housing. Folks, if you haven't figured out yet, doomers are renters. I don't know what to tell you, but let's have the conversation because it is warranted. Based on the articles I've read this weekend, it appears that the average student loan payment is about $380. I think it's $387. They have been canceled or paused for 3 years. A few people probably saved those payments like, Dave Ramsey would recommend. But most people got used to not paying them, and that became more discretionary spending, and that caused inflation to run higher. So if you turn on debt, that is going to reduce discretionary spending and reduce inflation. Now, will it hurt housing? Well, based on the research that I have done, if you were a buyer of real estate and you had student loans, they were still counting them in your loan payment. It's not like they didn't count them and your debt to income ratio was different. So there were plenty of people buying homes that had student loans on pause. So that doesn't change. Also, if you've already bought a home and you're locked in with really low rates and your student loans come on, you're probably in better shape than being a renter. The doomers and renters out there are all focused about them in life not being fair. It has never been fair. It is hard. Life is hard. We have to do the work. We have to make sacrifices. So again, there's lots out there. I do not see how turning on student loans will crash housing. Could it crack demand at the margins? Yes. Will it create supply? I don't know how. I don't know how it creates supply. Maybe somebody gets unemployed and that student loan payment, and maybe. But it certainly doesn't do it en masse. And simply turning on student loans is not going to crash the housing market. I'm not sure where they get these ideas. But I again believe, in a nutshell, and we've talked about this the last year, student loans being turned on will bring inflation down. It is another example of the Fed winning. Inflation is coming down. Let's talk about institutional buyers. You've heard about institutional buyers backing off. 49% of investors are not buying. I want to make sure I get these numbers right so we don't have any confusion. So there's a company called Pretium. I don't know who it is. Pretium. They're buying 4,000 single-family homes from D.R. Horton across the Southeast. These 4,000 homes average $375,000 for a total of $1.5 billion. Yes, folks, real estate investors, the institutional buyers, they are not giving up on single-family homes. They understand that as rates go up, buying goes down and people need to rent. They don't want to rent apartments. They would rather rent a home if the marginal cost is only slightly different. So again, institutional buyers have not gone away. In fact, you undoubtedly, like I, have seen institutional buyers raise billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars to invest in real estate because, again, it is the most safe and secure way to really build wealth and, for them, income, aka cash flow, going forward. I want to do a quick shout out over here. I have released a secret project that I've been working on for at least 4 months. I did it because of the millionaires that come back each week. We have 8, 10, 11 millionaires that come back on this channel each week for you. And I don't think I have been doing them justice. They give so much to the channel. So what I've been doing over the last 4 months is spending big money creating a website called One Rental at a Time. It's the same URL, but it is updated now. That really calls out the millionaires. So do me a favor today. Go to onerentalatime.com. You should see a screen with 8 boxes. That's what you should see. Right? Box 1 is our story and some family photos. Have fun. But box 2, going left to right, is Meet the Millionaires. Do me a favor. Click on that box. Understand the millionaires. Show them some love. We don't have all of them yet. Shout out the Lumberjack and Millennial Mike. We still got to get these headshots. More to come. But each of the millionaires has identified a book or a product that they recommend. I just love that they keep giving back. So again, go to onerentalatatime.com. Let me know what you think of the website. It's been a passion project I've been doing for quite a while. So go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go to fraud, Ponzi schemes, Jamil, Pace, all of those. So I don't know if you saw this video from CoffeeZillow. I think I saw it Saturday morning. Unfortunately, it appears that Pace and Jamil have invested in a Ponzi scheme and they've lost a bunch of money. I know Pace and Jamil both personally. I would hope we could call each other friends, certainly acquaintances. Pace and Jamil, I am sorry you got snookered or you got, a fraud was, you were part of the victims of this. But what I want to talk about, folks, is we are about to see, as Warren Buffett said, who is swimming naked. This isn't about the victim, Pace or Jamil or anyone else. This is about the bad operators. We have seen just in the last, at least I have seen just in the last 5 days, 3 examples of fraud in Ponzi schemes in my network. More are coming. So obviously, Pace and Jamil, really well known in the real estate investing world. Go check out CoffeeZillow. He's doing a 3-part series on a $500 million fraud. So go ahead. Video number 1 has Pace and Jamil. It was hard for me to watch friends lose significant money. That is 1. 2, there was a company in Fresno, California called Bitwise. That appears to be a fraud as well, or at least bad operators. I know people in my network that were hurt by that. And then finally, in the YouTube world, there is a YouTube channel or a creator called Queen of Mobile Homes. She apparently is being charged by the SEC for creating a $18.5 million Ponzi scheme. She apparently paid herself $7,000 a week from investor money and spent $5.7 million flaunting her lifestyle. This, again, is according to an SEC article. I don't know anything about it. I don't know her. But these frauds are coming. You are going to be shocked at the people who were perpetrating fraud. When money is easy, bad operators do what they do sometimes. And their moral compass gets tweaked and they start doing bad things. There are going to be lots of these and unfortunately lots of victims. Not to mention syndications that I've been warning about for quite a while going bust, like that $100 million in Houston. More of that to come. So unfortunately, fraud, Ponzi schemes. I feel bad for Jamil and Pace. It's terrible. CoffeeZillow, again, doing a 3-part series on $500 million fraud. Go check it out. Video number 1 has video from Jamil and Pace. Again, it was hard for me to watch. So let's talk about Kevin O'Leary and David Rosenberg. I think both of them are interesting to follow for different reasons. Kevin O'Leary is out saying, yes, commercial real estate is obviously going to feel some pain. But he says it will shock the average person because it will be softer or more blunted than people expect. And if you watch my channel, you know that I agree with that statement. So why does Kevin O'Leary say that? Sorry. So what happens when you do these live? I'm fighting off a sneeze. Anyways, we move on. 1, why is it going to be softer? A, there's a lot of dry powder on the sidelines ready to pounce or deploy. 2, and this is why I want people to realize that commercial pain will be blunted. This is what I brought to you before, and Kevin O'Leary highlights it as well. There is going to be hundreds of millions and probably billions of dollars of equity lost. These commercial deals are not the 100% financing owner-occ homes of 06. These are 65, 70, 60% loans. So the haircut, the loss is to equity first, then the debt. Remember that Houston deal $100 million of equity. The LPs wiped out. The bank took like a $14 million haircut. Maybe it was 17, something like that. So undoubtedly bad. I mean, nobody wants to lose 17 million. But if this was 06 again, the bank would have lost 117 million. That's not how it works in commercial. And we know now that extend and pretend works. So again, I agree with Kevin O'Leary. The other thing that Kevin O'Leary said that scared me. This scared me. In the next 5 years, he expects the United States banking system, which roughly speaking has 4,500 different banks, from credit unions to the big banks. Again, this scares me. I haven't given this enough thought to say if I agree or disagree. I just know it's frightening. Kevin O'Leary believes in the next 5 years, we are going to go from 4,500 banks to only 800. There will be consolidation. That's about, what is that? 80% of banks go bye-bye, they get acquired. I don't think that would be good. I can say that with confidence. That doesn't mean it won't happen. Again, life's not fair. It may go that route. We may have 800 super regionals. I don't know. I have to think about that. I have to think about that one. I'm not, I don't want to believe it. I really don't want to, but maybe. I have to give that one some thought. Next, let's talk about David Rosenberg. David Rosenberg is obviously a bear. He was just on a YouTube channel called Wealthion. That video was quoted by Business Insider. So again, shout out to the team at Wealthion for bringing on David Rosenberg. He basically said that the U.S. economy is dead man walking. He expects a really hard landing. So again, folks, I understand it is easy to talk doom. It is easy to talk Great Depression 2.0. It is easy to talk about the U.S. economy being the dead man walking. I once again want to highlight, it is not bad to talk about what you think is coming. If you think the U.S. economy is a dead man walking and you want to talk doom and scary headlines, by all means, share your opinion. Where I get frustrated with doomers is they don't tell the viewer how to operate in that environment. They are focused on scaring you. They are not focused on helping you. So again, pay very close attention to the doomers. There is doomers on YouTube and social media is massive business. The doomers don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They only want to scare you so you watch the next video. It is poison. Lastly, I believe we are in a recession. That's not good. If you do nothing in a recession, you're going backwards. If you feed your mind full of doom and don't take action or something different, you're going to get run over. All right, folks, it is Sunday, June 4th. Please like, subscribe, comment. We are now at 4,600 or 46,602. We got to get to 50,000 so we can spend some more of my money and do an event in Vegas. Ask your friends to join. Share these videos. Become part of the daily financial news. We do these 7 days a week. 5 days a week, we do them live. And then the other 2 days, I record them and post them. So again, lastly, go to the website, onerentalatatime.com. Shout out to all the millionaires that come back and are so giving. I really appreciate you. I created the new website because of you. I felt like I wasn't doing you enough justice for all the hours that you give me each week and the audience. So like, subscribe, comment. Bye.